everybody. Sylvia Hennifer with my partner here, Laurie Renton from the Visionary Hub located here in Yorkton. And if this is your first time here, welcome. We're so excited to be part of the Rock and being recorded like this. And today we're going to be talking about choices, but look back and follow us because we've had other episodes on Facebook with The Rock and about the Hub Wheel of Life, where we've talked about relationships. We've talked about career, money, lifestyle, spirituality. And so we'd really love to have you follow us. But right now, today is choices.
And, thanks, Sylvia, for that introduction. It's kind of funny. And thank you, The Rock. Jordan, you're just amazing, you guys, and Colleen and the team at The Rock. You guys are like family to us in the world of business. How much do you love that? So when we think about that, the Hub Wheel of Life doesn't mean anything to you. But when we look at the circle of life and we think about relationships, career, money, lifestyle, spirituality, personal growth, and all that stuff, it all is encompassed. So if you're running into major issues in money, don't think it's not going to impact another part of your life. So remember that none of these are separate from you. They are all you. So decisions and choices, what a topic we have. They're two very interesting words. Don't you think, Jordan, that like when you look at those two words?
I guess so. I'm curious how we'll dive in more. So lead our discussion and we'll see where we go from there.
Well, what's really cool is we have a coffee chat. Actually, Sylvia has a coffee chat on Saturday mornings, twice a month at the Visionary Hub in the Facebook group. And it's the coffee chat, and it's 9:30 to 10 on Saturday mornings. And it's kind of cool because it starts out with 2 people, starts out with next thing's 4. Next thing you know, we got 12 people on there. And it's like, wow, it's starting to grow. People are looking forward to it. So it's about connecting in conversations at a deeper level, which we know often coffee chats or sitting in a coffee shop aren't at a deep level. They're surface talk. So we're all about deeper conversations. And our topic last week was about choices in this chat. And it was a light bulb moment with some of the people because they thought about the difference between decision and choices, and they shared their opinion and their point of view around choices and around decisions, which I'm seeing, because I do a lot of personality work, I'm seeing, okay, like some of the personalities look at it in this way, some look at it in that way, and some sound so restricted.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, when I think of choices, I think of the answers on like a multiple choice test, and a decision being ultimately that final answer I decide to go with, and then cast all those other ones aside more often than not.
Right. Yeah. And so I like talking about some statistics. And so the meaning of a decision in the dictionary is the act of or need for making one's mind. And the meaning of a choice is the act of picking or deciding between 2 or more possibilities. So when we replace the word decision, or when we replace the word decision with the word choice, it changes the whole concept of how we think about things.
Yeah. And isn't that the truth? I often say to Sylvia, I said, if you think it's right or wrong, you're right, because it's whatever you're thinking.
Right.
But choices truly connect you to a place of a desired intention. So that's choices, remember, and all about values and beliefs. Whereas decisions connect you to the place of behavior, performance, and consequences. So you might say that choices are connected to reasons and decisions are connected to causes, if you want to look at it in a little bigger scope.
Yeah, no, very true.
Yeah. So when you reflect on your life now and how you've been influenced by, growing up by the people around you and circumstances and things like that. And you look at now where you made a decision and where you have made a choice. Do you see a bit of a difference there, Jordan, of maybe an experience that you've had?
Well, I'm definitely starting to see now a bit of the difference. I mean, ultimately, some things have to be decided on where you only have, one way. You really have to kind of go about doing it. Ultimately, to come to Yorkton and make my living here, I mean, sure, there was a possibility that may have existed that, sure, commute back and forth between my hometown of Regina and keep up with my friends there, or do I make the decision to just bring everything that I know and have and actually move here. So that was a decision for sure that I made, and what I'm ultimately more than happy with. Choices, though, like you say, it's when you're able to open things up and keep things a bit more with the flow, or keeping things and options open. I can recall in high school, thinking, do I have to make a decision, or can I leave something open to a choice in terms of two of my favorite activities, curling and playing in band? They were both the same afternoon, and I thought, okay, it's going to have to be one or the other, one after the other. Or ultimately, no, I actually was able to find someone else in the band who also had a love of curling. So we just basically traded back and forth. He would go one Tuesday, I would go the other Tuesday. The other would stay back at band practice, and the other would be curling. So wouldn't you know, there was a place for a choice ultimately where we could make both things work.
Jordan, that's brilliant,
Yeah.
because often people don't think of that. Like you said, I'm going to find somebody in band that curls so we can switch places. So talk about keeping harmony in your life, right? Because you're not in this friction of going, oh, I want to curl, but yet I want to be in the band. You created a solution. That's magnificent. You don't know how powerful that truly is.
Well, the band director didn't like it that much that we were still missing every other band practice, but that's another story for another day.
That's their story.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it is about, we all make choices every day in our lives, and those choices come from our beliefs,
Mm.
right? So,
Yep.
and our beliefs, where do they come from?
Well, ultimately, the people closest to us, our family, and those that are closest to us, maybe friends as well. Like you say, sometimes it's our spiritual system as well, so they can come in from that way as well too.
Right. Yes. And so a lot of times when we're born, right,
Mhm.
we recognize our parents' voices and their touch and their smell, and then we get sent off to school, and we start getting influenced by their teachers, and the things that we're taught, and community and groups and church and things like that. It really leaves an impression on us. And yeah, go ahead.
And as you're saying that, Sylvia, I'm thinking about, like, right away, my brain is going,
Yeah.
right. And it's saying, well, I worked in the money world for so long, from 1987. And I was going like, okay, we find investments for people, we do this, but where are people's beliefs coming from around money? So I really enjoyed working with couples to really set out what their values are, what their beliefs are, so that they can live in harmony and not dis-ease around money. So it's really important, because two people connect into union called marriage or whatever it is, but they come from two different belief systems, and it's like it can cause a lot of havoc in a relationship.
Yeah, if we don't all get on the same page, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And yeah, those beliefs are impactful on us. And when we look at our beliefs and then really dig even deeper into like our core beliefs, and that'll be a whole nother session that we have.
Sure.
It's huge. So
And values.
and values.
Like, we do have the topic of choices, but beliefs and values and intention are really powerful. And we do training at the Visionary Hub, and it's really cool because it's called Discover You, and it brings in values and intention and goals and stuff like that. So people kind of have a broader understanding of, that's how that could look. That's pretty cool. It's nice to see the smiles on people's faces when they finally open up to these new insights that show up for them.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So the law of attraction.
Okay.
I just kind of wanted to bring that in. I love the law of attraction. Any idea? What have you heard?
I'm only thinking of science class right now in magnets, but I don't think it has to do with what we're talking about today, Sylvia.
That's cute. Yeah. No, the law of attraction is simply this. It's our thoughts that create emotions. It's our emotions that create the action, and those actions create the results.
So we respond, right, to those emotions, and they make us act in a certain way. So to be aware of that, is that action stepping into the life you want to live, or is it kind of guiding you on a different path that you don't want to be on? So really pay attention to those thoughts, because they're really, really important, because the thoughts become the belief, and those beliefs create the life that we will have. So now let's put decision and choice into the equation, and let's see how we can change the life that we want just by making a decision and a choice in our lives. Because even myself with my personality, I love choice because I feel it's more open, more free. A decision does seem more concrete to me.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
Mhm.
Just like when we had our coffee chat, like
Yeah.
it was just a light bulb moment,
Mhm.
and it was so cool to have that happen.
Yeah.
We can choose to continue those beliefs, and that we were told as a kid, kind of like, money doesn't grow on trees, or there's no desserts until you finish what's on your plate. And, those types of things. Can you think of anything that as you were growing up, Jordan?
Well, for sure. I mean, parents obviously wanting to protect their children in a lot of ways. You're going to hurt yourself. And the more I think about that phrase, my parents might have meant it in a very physical sense, but there's certainly so much more to that statement about you're going to hurt yourself, where I think a lot of people have realized that kind of mentality is, do I actually warn my child? Well, obviously, yes, if they're going to put themselves in the emergency room.
Yeah.
But when it comes to other things in life, maybe I got to let my child, step off on that figurative ledge and maybe make some decisions for themselves, or choices, if you will.
Yeah. And as challenging as that is, because I'm a little bit of a rebel. So I go, money doesn't grow on trees. What are you talking about, Sylvia? Back in the day, money did come from paper that came from trees. So money does so grow on trees. So just to counteract that, I used to have a fake tree in my office, and it had all bills on it, like fake ones, but it had money
Yes.
on it.
Made of
Right?
paper.
So
Because-
money grow on trees? Maybe. But anyway, I'm just being goofy here,
Yeah.
but it's true. Those beliefs, how true are they, and whose beliefs are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, and ultimately, yeah, we're all our own person, and ultimately, too, we do a great deal of good for ourselves when we actually do get many different viewpoints kind of chiming in their own thoughts. And I know we'll also talk about that in another video too, of getting other different sides and points of views to maybe give us some perception that maybe we hadn't thought of before, and all getting to going from making decisions to leaving things open with choices.
So, Jordan, when we think about it as adults, we can either continue to believe these stories now into our adulthood and make a decision to change those stories and beliefs, or you know what, we can do something different that serves us and shift that story. So remember that a decision is connected to behavior and choice is connected to beliefs. So if we're going to make a change in how we want our life to look and what we want to step into for our life, make the decision to change our behavior, then our lives will start to change. It's just, it sounds simple, and it really isn't that hard. You just have to open up to some awareness.
Lots to consider, and great to chat again, as always, with Laurie and Sylvia.
Awesome. Thank you, Jordan. I just wanted to put a note in there. So you can follow us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. Instagram is _ the Visionary Hub, or Visionary Hub _, and you can call the office at 783-7737. And we also have space to rent. So if you're looking for an office space, or a group space, or a space where you can hold a meeting or things like that, or maybe a workshop, give us a call. 783-7737.
And yes, it's pretty exciting because we're getting some really neat people in the building that are renting spaces, and they're doing some really neat classes and session. So we'll have some of that stuff on our Facebook page as well. So be aware, and our YouTube is coming up. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah.
Thank you again, The Rock and Jordan and Colleen and the team there. We really appreciate you guys.
Thank you.